Welcome back. Today we will be talking about the topic of radians and degrees, and my name is Andrew Truong. So looking to the right at the unit circle, we can see that a revolution around the circle is 360 degrees. Now, this is equivalent to 2 pi in radians, as seen here in the unit circle. Now, if we want to simplify this even further, we can divide both sides by 2, which gives us pi radians is equal to 180 degrees, which is half a circle, hence divided by 2. Now, if we want to find out what 1 radian is, we would have to divide both sides by pi, because we would want to isolate the radian side. And that would lead us to 1 radian is equal to 180 divided by pi degrees. On the other hand, if you want to find out what 1 degree is, you would have to divide both sides by 180 in order to isolate the degree side. So that would lead us to 1 degree is equal to pi divided by 180 radians. Now let's move on to some example problems. So example 1 asks us to convert 60 degrees into radians. So the first step to solving this is to multiply 60 degrees by either radians over degrees or multiply 60 degrees by degrees over radians. So which one is it? So let's first ask ourselves, what are we trying to find here? We are trying to convert degrees into radians. So in order to get radians, we would have to cancel out the degrees. Therefore, we would need to multiply 60 degrees by radians divided by degrees. So let's say that we have pi radians. So we learned that pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, we would want 60 degrees to multiply pi radians divided by 180 degrees. Now, we see that we can cross cancel degrees and degrees, which leads us to 60 pi divided by 180 radians. Now we can further simplify this to pi divided by 3 radians, which is our answer. So if we want to check this, we can go back to our unit circle, and we see that 60 degree right here. 60 degree is equal to pi divided by 3, which is our answer. So therefore, we are correct. Okay, so let's try another problem. So example 2 asks us to convert 270 degrees into radians. Again, we would want to cancel out the degrees in order to get the radians. Therefore, we would want 270 degrees to multiply radians divided by degrees. And let's say that we have pi radians. We learned that pi radian is equal to 180 degrees. Therefore, 270 degrees would multiply pi radians divided by 180 degrees. Again, we see that we can cancel out degrees and degrees, which leads us to 270 pi divided by 180 radians. And we can further simplify this into 3 pi divided by 2 radians. Again, we can check this on our unit circle. As you can see right here, we have 270 degrees. That is equivalent to 3 divided by 2 pi radians, which is our answer. Therefore, we are correct. For the past 2 examples, we learned how to convert from degrees to radians. So now let's learn how to convert from radians to degrees. So example 3 asks us to convert 3 pi divided by 4 radians to degrees. So we ask ourselves the question again. Should we multiply 3 pi divided by 4 radians by radians divided by degree? Or should we multiply 3 pi divided by 4 radians by degrees divided by radians? Well, this question asks us to convert from radians to degrees. So in order to get to degrees, we have to cancel out radians. Therefore, we should use 3 pi divided by 4 radians multiply degrees divided by radians. Well, let's say that we have 180 degrees. Well, we learned that 180 degrees is equivalent to pi radians. Therefore, we have 3 pi divided by 4 radians times 180 degrees divided by pi radians. Well, we can cancel radians with radians and pi with pi, which leaves us with 3 times 180 divided by 4 degrees. Simplifying this, we get the answer of 135 degrees. We can put our answer in forms of where we write degrees as words, or we can write 135 with the degree symbol. Well, again, we can check our answer by using the unit circle. As you can see, 3 pi divided by 4 radians is equivalent to 135 degrees. And that is our answer, which makes us correct. So let's try one last problem. So example 4 asks us to convert 7 pi divided by 4 radians to degrees. So we ask the question again. Should we multiply 7 pi divided by 4 radians by degrees divided by radians? Or should we multiply 7 pi divided by 4 radians by radians divided by degrees? Well, again, it asks us to convert from radians to degrees. So in order to get to degrees, we would have to cancel out the radians. Therefore, we should use 7 pi divided by 4 radians times degrees divided by radians. Well, let's say that we have 180 degrees again. Well, we know that 180 degrees is equal to pi radians. Therefore, 7 pi divided by 4 radians times 180 degrees divided by pi radians. Well, as you can see, we can cancel out radians with radians and pi with pi, which leads us to 7 times 180 divided by 4 degrees. Simplifying this would lead us to 315 degrees. Again, we can write our answer in 315 degrees, spelling out the word degrees, or we can use the degree symbol. And once again, we can check our answer by using the unit circle. Well, 7 pi divided by 4 is right here. 7 pi divided by 4 radians is equivalent to 315 degrees, and which is our answer. Therefore, we are correct. So that concludes our lesson for today. So let's recap on what we learned. We learned that 2 pi radians is equal to 360 degrees, and that simplifies to pi radians is equal to 180 degrees. From that, we can conclude that 1 radian is equal to 180 divided by pi degrees, and that 1 degree is equal to pi divided by 180 radians. Using all of that knowledge, we applied them to example problems where we had to convert from either degrees to radians or radians to degrees. And we also learned how to choose between radians divided by degrees or degrees divided by radians in certain situations. Finally, we learned that we can use the unit circle to check back on our answer if the degrees or radians that we converted from was on the unit circle. Until next time, my name is Andrew Truong, and this was the topic of radians and degrees, and I hope you learned something new. Thank you for watching.